Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Rebuilding Vicenza. From those who watched the last episode, you'll know we've been promoted to Serie A, and now it's a chance to rebuild, get ready and restructure the club for our first season in Serie A. To start the episode, we'll go through the end of season review, look at who the new arrivals were. Now, not all these were ours. We didn't sign all these players. Another ones we did sign was Christian Lombardi, came in as a right winger from Lazio. He got signed in the season. Most of the other ones, apart from maybe G-Check, were already in the club before we arrived, so we can't really take credit for any of them. Moncini, again, was the third one that we signed. So we did make a couple signings. Moncini played 16 games, 5 goals, so not too bad. He did contribute. G-Check, who came in as a long-term replacement for Rigoni, he's got a lot of potential, so he's not been too bad. 20 games, 6.88 average, not too bad. Lombardi actually 28 games, 9 goals, average above 7, which is really good. And then David Diao, who's probably one of the most key players in the season. He was already in on loan. 24 goals in 32 full starts, 7.32 average. So again, although Lombardi was signed in this season, I'd possibly argue that David Diao was. But yeah, not too bad. In terms of transfers out, again, a couple of these we let go. A couple of them were already arranged before we take over. Such is the way FM is when you take over at the start of a season. There's already a number of transfers in place. Lanzafemi, he was one of the ones we let go. 35-year-old. Again, he's went off and he's had a good time, I guess. But one of our jobs to do really was to restructure and clear out some of the older players to bring some new ones in. Again, we had some players out on loan. Some of them have done all right. Lamin Jallo, he came up numerous times in the inbox for scoring international goals, so he might be somebody we look to integrate into the season. Now we're in Serie A. So there you go. Finished the league as champions, 4 points clear. It was a tough run-in. First 4 games of the season when we had the alternative formation of a 4-4-1-1. Didn't really work out, but when we swapped and went to more of a 4-1-2-2-1, it worked out a lot better. So yeah, top scorer David Diao, 10,000 home attendance, seems quite small for what would be a Serie A club now. The Italian club, we didn't do very well. We were still in that interim period at the start where we had the 4-4-1-1. We came across Fiorentina and they well and truly let us know our place. So and that was that. Biggest win of the season actually came in the last game of the season against Cremonese, which sealed the title. Again, if we'd have lost, I think we would have got it anyway, but it was, at the time, we didn't know that, so great result. Another key match to remember, 3-2 away at Cittadella. Again, great result. And goal of the season was scored by Bruskegan, the right back. Again, another quality player, had a great season. Not too sure if we'll be able to keep him long term, but we'll see. Finance-wise, the reputation's obviously increased because we moved up a division. Annual revenue's all gone up. In terms of shirt sales, Moncini did really well. But I always say, and for those who watch the FM21 save, I always expect your biggest striker that is owned by the club to probably be maximum in the shirt sales. In terms of the average starting lineup then, that seems to be, and it seems to me like that is probably accurate. Diao, Lombardi, Giacomelli, Ranocchia, Tagodo, Rigoni, Brosco, Capelletti, Bruskegan, Calderoni and Grandi. So I don't think you could really argue anybody fits in there better than that first 11. In terms of accolades then, nothing for me. I'm surprised I didn't get like manager of the season or something, but there you go. Fans player of the season, Diao. Young player of the season, G-Check. Signing of the season, as we've seen, is Lombardi. And goal of the season, top scorer we've covered. Giacomelli, highest assists. Most man of the match is Diao. Highest average rating, Diao. And most passes completed per 90 minutes. Capelletti, who was one of our defenders. Record breakers then. Most assists in a season. Most player matches in a season. Fastest goal, 1 minute 34 from Moncini. Again, so we did pretty well. And there you go, history in the making. Promoted from Serie B to Serie A. So now we're into the rebuild operation. We'll have a quick look at what the club vision is. So the usual kind of sign under 23 players, play solid football defensively, possession, set pieces, work within the wage budget, and it's fight bravely against relegation. So not expected to do too much in the first season in Serie A, and to be honest, I think we will struggle to do anything really amazing. We'll just accept the current vision so we know what we're up to. End the team meeting. We'll just let the players know we're going to fight bravely against relegation. Let's have a look, see what we think. I think it's going to be hard at high level. Not too great a reaction. But yeah, we'll send them away on their holidays and we will look to decide their fates and renew their future while we're here. Away they go. Training camp destination. Oh, Italy. Where should we send them then? Let's go to Veneto. I don't know why I picked that. I just did. So then in terms of the squad, just have a quick look at the squad depth. See if we can target any particular areas to go. And it might be quite difficult to do at the minute because we've got so many players in on loans still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click through and I'll get us to the point where our end of contracts go, our loan signings return to their club and return to our club, and we'll evaluate the squad at that point. So stay tuned. I'll click through and I'll get us to that point and we'll see where we are. Welcome back. So as you can see, we're at the end of the contracts. We've released 23 players from the squad. Welcome back. So as you can see, I've clicked through. We've got to the point where we've let players go. I think we let 23 players' contracts expire all told. Thinned out the squad massively. Maximise the wage budget available for bigger and better players. The only other thing to do really is to assess any players in the under 20 and under 18 squads that are capable of being in the first team squad, which Longo, Moncini and Pro are already up there. You could potentially take Zarpal on in, but I don't think he's going to make the grade. So I'll just put the filters back and we'll have a look at the squad depth. See if we can concentrate on the areas that we definitely need. So definitely a left back, probably a centre back, 2 midfielders ideally between the 3 positions, and yeah, not looking too bad. But what we'll do is anyone who's in Serie A quality we'll look to bring in. We're certainly going to concentrate on the players let go by Serie A clubs. So I'm going to assess them shortly once they're released and see what we can get in on a free before we look to spend any transfer budget. In terms of budget, we've got 2.6 million transfer budget, £35,000 per week wage budget. So as you can see, there's a number of players quite high up in terms of costing available. Sam Johnson there, 29-year-old goalkeeper, looks like he's available on a free. So again, I'm going to assess these, see what's available, try and snap some up, and then we'll flesh out the squad a little bit more as we go on. So stay tuned. And welcome back. So we've reached the end of the transfer window. We've got little to no budget left. We've got a reasonable size squad, which is, I'll just let you know now. Should tell me 26, so 26-man squad, which is perfectly big enough. I'll have a quick look at the squad depth. So again, 3 stars in most of the positions, a little bit better on the right wing, left wing, depending who plays there. I would still say the goalkeeper is probably a weak area, but we've run out of wage budget. I'll go through the signings shortly, just so you can see who we've brought in. There was one last loan signing we made at left back because our traditional left back, Calderoni, picked up a significant injury and he's out for 4 to 5 months. So yeah, I've had to dip into the market for that. So I'll just take you through the transfers that we've managed to bring in. So before the end of the season, we got Irving Omich. We got him in from Juve on a free transfer when he was at end of contract. Again, not so much for this season, but for potential ability. So he's got a lot of room to grow. he has been elevated into the first team squad, so you will see him in and out the squad as the games go on. Really excited about Nedlekaru, Romanian. Again, he was one of our most expensive signings. He comes in as a first choice centre half. Really good stats, good jump in reach. So I think he's going to be straight in at the first team. 2.5 million from Crotone. And as you can see, we spent a total of 2.6 million. So the largest bulk was spent on a new centre half. We brought Chaka Traore from Man United, AC Milan on loan. Attacking midfielder on the left. Again, good stats, pacey, dribbling, tricky player. So hopefully he's going to create a lot of chances. Rated him in the 17 to 22 million pounds mark. Luca Ranieri. So again, he's the one who's come in as cover at left back, wing back. Again, capable player, already at Serie A level. Tommaso Milanese, again, we've got him on loan from Roma, around about the 10 million mark. Again, just in on loan with a right to buy for 7 million, should we choose that option coming the end of the season. Again, already Serie A ability, playing in the middle of the park, just put him into boost our options in there. And then finally, Tommaso Milanese at right back. No, sorry, it's the wrong one. Stefano Sabelli at right back. So again, he was the last one we signed. He came in available at 100 and something thousand pounds. As you can see, he's already worth 400, 650,000. And again, he's his kind of cover with Bruce Gig in there as well. So when you look at the squad depth page, again, with the new signings in there, and for some reason, our AC Milan loanee is not showing up in there. Oh, there is Traore. So he's probably going to be one of the first choice players in that position. So in goals, it's probably Grandi for most of the time. One of our goalkeepers thinks Pizzignacco. He's got high potential, so he may well at some point throughout the season take over. We've got Luca Ranieri coming in at left back. A centre partnership of Capelli and Nedlecheo. So good centre half prospects, 3.5 stars. Right back, we've got Sabelli, Bruce Giggin as backup. Defensive midfielder, we've got a choice of 3, probably G-Check in there. Tagordo in the middle of the pitch for Proyer. We've got Van der Put's come back off loan as well. So again, a Belgian with some potential. So again, middle of the park, we've got some options. Left-hand side of the pitch, I mean, we've got Del Monte and Jallo. I think Jallo is going to end up being one of our first choice strikers. But we've got Del Monte out there. We've got Traore, who's got huge potential, who could grow quite quickly. And then on the right, Del Monte can play either side. Jallo can play either side. Lombardi, same Giacomelli. They can all play both sides. So we've got quite a lot of flexibility in there. If I could sign one more player, I'd probably look for a 4-star striker. Someone to lead the line. We have got Mancini, but I'm not sure if he's going to hit that potential 3.5 or not. We'll see as the season goes on. So yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good transfer window. Again, let me know in the comment section how you've had, whether you've had any joy in your transfer windows. I have left one loan signing, I think, as an option. Should we need one more player as the season goes on? There are still a couple players that we're looking to move on. Like I say, I'd like to move on a goalkeeper if I could, because I don't think we need 3. And again, there's a couple players just in the back that we may look to let go. Brosco, I think, at some point will end up moving on as he reaches the end of his career. Calderoni was a great player for his last season. He may move on at some point. And again, up front, I don't know if Mancini or Longo. I think Longo we've had a couple offers for. We might look to offload him and maybe use the wages to bring in another loan player, but we'll see. So all in all, quite successful. How that's affected our prediction, I mean, it's not amazing, as you can expect. We're one of the favourites to go down, so 1,000 to 1. Not really that much fancied. Huge gap between us and some of the other teams in there. We'll give it our best shot. We'll do what we can, and we'll see where we finish in the season. So yeah, a lot of the transfers were done from the new scouting page, to be honest. And I've said it many times, I love the way this is laid out. I quite often sort it by recommended, If I'm looking for someone in the first team, I just straight go for current ability, and then you've got easy access to the reports page. And you see, like, for example, Jordan Much, he's at a decent Serie A standard already, unlikely to improve too much. And he's got your pros and cons on there and an assessment of where he is to the other players in your squad. So used that hugely, took in a lot of players on loan, assessed them, worked out wages, again, like Alexander Cochrane, as much as he would probably fit into our team and he would possibly come, that £40,000 a week is a huge stumbling block for us, and the reason we're not doing it. We're currently a little splash over our wage budget, but again, we'll correct it. But all in all, looking forward to the first couple games of the season. We've got Lazio as an opener, which we'll get on the next episode. We'll do a Lazio Sampdoria double to see how we start the season. And again, it should be an exciting season. Hopefully get it all done before the 9th of November when we'll start the new Unemployed to Unstoppable save. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll see you next time.